you like to treat yourself and your family to these flavor-packed bangor boras. So easy to make, and it takes a matter of just 10 minutes to make. This aubergine fritter, or as we Bengalis say it, is bangor bora. The ingredients we're going to need are aubergine. I've got full one here, but I'm only going to use half of it, but the batter is going to be for a full one. So cut your aubergine into circle about 1 centimeter in thickness. You're going to need few fresh chilies chopped up in small sizes. Use as less and as much as you want. A handful of coriander, a cup of plain flour. You're going to need an egg to bind the batter together. I've got here 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, which is haldi powder, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I've got here half a small onion sliced into small pieces. You'll also need some vegetable oil or sunflower oil, whatever you've got, to shallow fry the fritters, and some water to make the batter. Let's start making the batter. So I've got here my 1 cup of flour. Add that to your bowl. Let's add our spices, the salt, chili powder, curry powder, and the turmeric powder. Add your chilli, your coriander. I'm just going to mix them up before adding the rest of the ingredients. Now add your onions. Give it another mix. And then slowly, gradually add your water. And you want to make it not very thick and not very runny. So just add a bit by bit. To make it easier, like that. And then once everything's mixed together properly, add your egg in. I'm going to add a tiny bit more water here. I'm just using the regular tap water here, just warm tap water. And now I'm going to add my egg in. And give it another mix. So this is the thickness you want, guys. Not too thick and not too runny, like that. Now let's start frying them. So get a pan on medium heat and add some vegetable oil, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan, like that, and let the oil heat. Get 1 piece of aubergine at a time, dunk it in, make sure every single part of the aubergine is covered, like that. And then after the oil's heated up, carefully place the aubergine one at a time in your frying pan. And what I what I tend to do is get some of the mixture of onions and chili and place them on top of the aubergine. So when you have a bite, you get all the textures and everything. And just fry them for a couple of minutes on each side till they're cooked and like they're gone golden brownish. They've got a nice glaze on them. So guys, keep an eye on them, lift them to see if they're got a bit brown. But don't be tempted to put the flame on high, just let it cook slowly because you need to get it cooked all the way through. And as you can see, I've got loads of batter left for the other half, and depending on the size of your aubergine, you might even have some left over. So I suggest if you've got any batter left over, keep it, put it in a container and keep it in the fridge, and it'll stay in the fridge for about 2 or 3 days. So I think it's time to turn them over. Yep, you can tell they've gone crispy and brown. So about 4 minutes on each side should be fine. So 4 minutes, fry them for 4 minutes before picking them up. So I think they're done now. If you're not really sure, get yourself a knife and just poke one of them or all of them, and if they go right through so easily like this, then they're done. So get yourself a plate with paper towel and get as much oil out as possible. And then take them out. So girls, how does this look? Doesn't it look delicious? It's crispy in the outside and soft in the inside. I love having my fritters with rice, but you don't have to have it with rice. You can have it on its own as well. It's very popular to have with rice, and it's something really good to have in Ramadan, since Ramadan is just around the corner. So that's an idea, isn't it? So try it, girls, and I guarantee you're gonna love this. So girls, these aubergines are packed full of flavors. There's so many different ways of cooking them, but I find that adding extra onions and extra spices just gives it an extra taste. So treat your family or your parents to these.